Welcome, MJ here. Today's video, we'll be reacting to the YouTube watch GOAT, the best watch under $3,000. And a tournament is a brilliant way to decide that. 45 contenders, and well, there can only be one. Shall we find out?
So over the last month, we have been running polls and a tournament to determine the best watch for around $2,000 to $3,000. We started with a field of 45 watches, which based on votes by many of you, helped us determine a field of 16. From there, we developed a 1 to 16 seeding based on those votes, and they have been going head to head ever since. Today in this video, we shared the long-awaited results of the tournament to see what was the best watch under $3,000. And just a warning, I was shocked by the results. So just a little bit more explanation on how this worked. We started with roughly 45 watches in a poll where people were asked to participate to pick their...
From this list, I'm gonna try and predict the winner. I'm gonna make 3 picks. First one, the Longines Legend Diver 39. My second pick is the Longines Hydro Conquest GMT. My third and final pick is a Tudor Ranger.
10 watches, their top 10 watches that should be included in the list. In order to be placed in the tournament, the watch needed to be in the top 16 of receiving top 10 votes, with the seeding being determined directly by the percentage of times that that watch was selected in the top 10 on forms submitted. A couple notable takeaways looking at the final 16, this was the first time not a single watch received over 60% of top 10 votes, with only 2 barely cracking 50%. Despite having over 10 German watches on the list of 45, only 2 ended up advancing to the round of 16, and this was also the narrowest spread from the highest to the lowest seeds, meaning we might have more upsets that will take place in this tournament compared to previous ones. Before we look at the field of 16, I will have in the description down below a comprehensive collection of some of the best watches under $3,000 that you can shop around. The collection features dozens of pieces and not just watches that are popular. We also have some more sleeper picks that...
Oh, and full disclosure, I am a Longines fanboy. Sue me, okay?
That are enthusiasts or niche favorites. And if you are interested in other price points, I will also include the same collections that we made for $1,000 and $2,000. All of that will be in the description down below. But now let's look at our final 16, starting with the 16 seed. And just a reminder, the percentage indicates what percentage of forms completed featured this watch in the top 10. For our 16 seed, we have the Junghans Max Bill Chronoscope, receiving 29.1% of top 10 votes.
Look, you're rooting for the Junghans.
The same percentage vote, but slightly more votes overall is the Oris Divers 65. For the 14 seed, we have the Rado Captain Cook receiving 30% of top 10 votes. The 13 seed is the Longines Avigation Big Eye, receiving 31.5% of top 10 votes. Oris comes in again at the 12 seed, now with the Oris Aquas Date, receiving 32% of top 10 votes. Tissot makes an appearance in this segment as well, with the Tissot Telemeter 1938, receiving 33.7% of top 10 votes. Nomos's Club Sport Neomatic comes in with 33.9%. In the 9th seed, we have the Longines Heritage Classic Sector with 30%.
Another Longines.
Just edging it out is another dress watch at the 8th seed from Longines.
Yet another one.
Heritage Moon Phase with 38.6%. We have 3 Longines in a row here. At the 7th seed, we have the Longines Spirit.
3 in a row, baby.
6th seed has the Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Bronze with 42.15% of votes. The only Tudor on the final 16 is with the Ranger with 42.8% of top 10 votes. Longines again with the Longines Hydro Conquest GMT, 44.8% of top 10 votes. Hamilton making its case here with the 3rd seed with a 45.2% of top 10 votes. The Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph, one of the best chronographs in its price range. At 2, we have Grand Seiko with the SBGP 013 with 51.4%. One of only 2 watches that cracked that 50 percentile. And then the Longines Legend Diver 39 comes in with the number 1 seed with 52.1% of top 10 votes. Longines leads the way with the most making it to the round of 16 with 6 watches. That is the most to advance in tournament history to the round of 16, even beating out Seiko, the previous best, for having 5 in the under $1,000 tier. Oris had the second most advanced to the round of 16 with 3 watches, and only 1 Japanese watch making it with the Grand Seiko SBGP 013, an outlier for Grand Seiko for the price. Now let's look at the round of 16 matchups. First, we have the number 1 seed going up against the 16 seed. And with no surprise,
I'm gonna guess the Legend Diver blew the Junghans out the water.
The Longines Legend Diver wins out against the Junghans Max Bill, winning with 65% of the vote. Next is the 2 seed versus the 15 seed, and Grand Seiko gets the win with 64% of the vote compared to that of the Oris Diver 65 coming in with 36% of the vote. Our 3 versus 14 matchup had the largest margin of victory for any matchup in the round of 16, with the 3 seed Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph going up against the Rado Captain Cook, the 14 seed, with Hamilton achieving 72% of the total vote in this matchup. Next, we have some long...
Personally, I think the Rado is a better watch than that Hamilton.
Longines on Longines competition here, the 4 seed versus the 13 seed. The Longines Hydro Conquest GMT wins out against the Longines Avigation Big Eye with 55% of the vote. A tough draw here for the 12-seeded Aquas, with it falling to the Tudor Ranger, the 5th seed. The Ranger comes in with 55% of the vote in this matchup. Oris did move on with this next matchup, though. We have the 6th-seeded Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Bronze winning out against the Tissot Telemeter 1938, the 11th seed. The Oris coming in with 59% of the vote in this matchup. Next, the 7th seed Longines Spirit goes up against the 10 seed Nomos Club Sport Neomatic, with Longines winning here with 61% of the vote. This is the 4th largest margin of victory and comes from the 2nd closest seeding matchup in the round of 16. And then the final matchup in the round of 16 is the 8th seed Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase versus the 9th seed, the Longines Heritage Classic Sector, and Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase.
Wow, that was rather unexpected.
The loss was to itself in round 1, and 0 upsets in the first round, but that might change in round number 2, a round of 8. So to kick it off, we'll look at the 1 seed versus the 8 seed, and this is
Longines on Longines violence.
Is the upset of the tournament so far, with the Longines Legend Diver 39 falling as the 1 seed.
What?
Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase. Flagship Heritage Moonphase wins with 50.
Are these the results you'd expect? The newly released Legend Diver, I would say, is probably their best watch right now.
4% of the vote. This is shocking to me. I am very surprised. I don't know if this would be my vote, but this is for the people to decide, not me. The next matchup is the 2nd seed versus the 7th seed. We have the Grand Seiko SBGP 013 versus the Longines Spirit. Grand Seiko moves on with 50.
Are you watch enthusiasts smoking crack? If it sounds like I'm hating, it's because I am.
8% of the vote. This was also the largest margin of victory for any in the 2nd round. The 3 and the 6 matchup was very close. The Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph just edges out the Oris Big Crown Pointer Date Bronze with 53% of the vote versus 47% for the Oris. The 2 closest seeds in this round produces the closest matchup. Here we have the Longines Hydro Conquest GMT in the 4th seed beating out the Tudor Ranger at the 5th seed with 52% of the total vote. So everything is mostly going to plan so far. Your 2nd seed is there, your 3rd seed is there, as well as your 4th seed. But the surprise of the tournament is going to be the 8th seed knocking off the 1 seed and making it all the way to the Final 4. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the flagship in the semifinals here. Now first, we'll look at the 2 and 3 matchups. We have Grand Seiko, the SBGP 013, going up against the Hamilton Intramatic Chronograph, and the Grand Seiko is going to win with 59% of
This I can cope with.
the vote. Then we have the 8th seed versus the 4th seed. Can the Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase keep it going? Can the Cinderella story continue all the way to the finals? And surprisingly, it does, with a huge...
Holy, and it does it again. I've handled the Hydro Conquest, and let me tell you, it's a stunner. If they roll out a smaller case size, it's game over.
Margin of victory at that. 61% of the vote goes to the Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase over the Longines Hydro Conquest GMT. I am very surprised.
At this point, I'm not too mad.
The Flagship Heritage goes to the final round. This is also one of the biggest wins of any matchup, and it comes from another upset. So now we have our final 2. In one corner, we have the Grand Seiko SBGP 013. This 40mm watch serves as one of the entry doors to the mighty Japanese brand, with a well-finished and wearable case and a world-class quartz caliber on the inside with the 9F quartz, running with insane accuracy of plus or minus 10 seconds a year. On the other side, the surprise of the tournament with the Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase. This builds off the established Flagship Heritage DNA with a Moonphase in the formula that is arguably the best in its class for a Moonphase, a 70-hour power reserve movement, and wearable dimensions to go along with it. And after hundreds of thousands of votes,
Well, I can see why it caused some upsets.
cast, we also had 45 watches to start the tournament. It comes down to this.
No. You watch fans really let Grand Seiko make the finals?
The matchup for the final, and the winner is the Longines Flagship Heritage Moonphase, winning with 59% of the vote. The Cinderella story of the tournament goes all the way to the finals and comes away with the trophy and win. I was tracking the votes as we were posting these, and I was shocked at how this tournament was unfolding. I would have never predicted this watch to win this tournament, but here we go. This is why it's fun. This is why it's cool to have you guys decide this and not myself, because it just makes it create some more theater around who's going to win this. I think under $3,000 is the hardest of any of the price ranges so far to determine a true winner. When we were putting together the initial list of 40 plus watches, I was pretty uncertain.
That was tense. Listen, there are some great options. There's Sin, there are Tudors,
on who was going to win, but this would not have been the pick that I had at the beginning of the tournament. So kudos to the Longines Flagship Heritage Moon Phase. What a shocker. But what do you think of these results?
By the way,
Disagree with.
speaking of flagship, I'm wearing my vintage flagship. I'm not too mad at the outcome.
The people. Leave some comments down below. I know this is going to create some conversation here based on these results. But thank you also to all of you who participate in this series. I think it creates a really fun dynamic here, and I'd love to do more of these. And if you want to stay in the loop on when we do more of these in the future, be sure to be following on our different social channels, but especially Instagram, because that I find is the best way to get direct response when it comes to some of these polls in this tournament. Also, a great indicator for me is if you give this video a thumbs up, it lets me know that you want us to continue the series. Also, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Subscribing would be great because we're closing in on 1 million subscribers. Really would appreciate any help in getting us there. Also, check out TeddyBaldestar.com, full authorized dealer of 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory.
Going back to the listed contenders, this goes to show that Longines offers great value, which is why I am a fan of the brand. Go show Teddy some support. We love these kind of videos. Thank you all for watching. MJ out.